What's the next question, Sam?
Okay. So let's see here. This one says, what are 3 questions I should ask an agent before hiring them? That's from Dylan T. Yeah. What are 3 questions I should ask an agent before hiring them?
Good stuff, Dylan. Okay, so let's hit this from the buyer side and the seller side. Buyers first. How long have you been in business and how many homes have you sold? That's going to be the same for both buyers and sellers. And I always think about this, and I always try to advise people as though I were the consumer. Let's say I wanted to go and buy a property in Asheville, or I owned a property in Asheville that I wanted to sell. Well, I'm not an expert in Asheville. I'm in Charleston, but I don't know that market. So I'm going to hire somebody else that is that expert there. And so I'm not going to deal with anybody that's not experienced. I don't want to have to be the guinea pig for a real estate agent to learn the lessons that I have spent 15 years of my life learning the hard way. Because every time I learn a lesson, it costs me money. And I've learned a lot of lessons. Let's just put it that way. I've made a lot, I've lost a lot, and it's made me a better real estate agent as a result of it. So I don't really want to be the person that gives the other real estate agent the chance to learn. And I know that might be a little short-sighted because everybody has to get the opportunity. But for me, I just want to work with somebody that already knows what they're doing and can handle me with care and get the job done. So I need to know their level of experience. If it's a buyer, I want to know, what are they going to do differently? Obviously, the same thing applies to me selling a house. What do you do differently? I mean, what can you do for me that I can't do for myself? That's a legit question. People should be asking this more when they're interviewing real estate agents. But people, quite frankly, when I go on all these interviews, they're very non-abrasive. Frankly, they don't ask a lot of questions. I'll even give them questions to ask me so that they feel like they've truly covered all their bases. But what are you going to do for me that I can't do for myself? I can go on Zillow. I can get a bunch of agents to start sending me properties from the MLS. What's different? If I'm working with somebody and I want to buy a house, I'm going to expect that agent to understand what I want. And not just, say, hey, well, I'm going to just email you properties. I'm going to create this search for you. And each time a new listing hits the market, the system's going to email you. So just if you ever are online one day, or if you open up your email and you see something you like, might be something you want to buy, just let me know and I'll go and I'll show it to you. That's how most agents do it these days. It's so lazy. It really just drives me up a wall, quite honestly. Don't you want your real estate agent to really understand what you're looking for? And then when they find it, call you immediately. Be like, hey, 123 Main Street, did you see that property this morning that I emailed you? No, you haven't? Well, let me tell you about it. I think it's going to be great for you. When can we see it? Can you take a break at lunch and come and view it with me? And if I'm a buyer, I'm not going to view that as somebody being an aggressive salesman. I'm going to view that as somebody that's so in tune with what I'm looking for that they're invested in the process as much as I am. They don't want me to lose out on that house. Maybe that's not your style as a buyer. Let's switch gears. As a listing agent, this has been a huge discussion point with people that we have worked with over the past several months. I mean, really just for all eternity, quite frankly, as it relates to hiring somebody to market your home for sale. But the marketing that I can produce and offer somebody is so much different from what standard agents do that it will blow your mind. How targeted and how granular we can get with our approach and with our targeting. See, what most agents do is they hope that somebody stumbles across your listing. They hope that somebody drives by your house and calls a sign. They hope that another agent has created that search for their buyers and that buyer reaches out to the agent and says, oh yeah, I saw that house. Can you show it to me? They hope that somebody goes online to one of these websites and does a search and finds your house. It's hope. What they're not doing is proactively targeting people by saying, okay, who do I think the buyer is for this house? Okay, got it. Move up family, let's just say. Relocating buyer. Whatever the case might be. Luxury buyer. Military family. All of these different types of people have defining characteristics. They have a digital blueprint, and that blueprint is for sale. You're for sale. I'm for sale. All of us have this digital blueprint that is for sale to companies that want to sell us their products. And they have figured out a way to tap into that and target market the people that would want that kind of product. Do you think that, Target is going to send diaper ads to somebody that doesn't have kids? It's the same thing with real estate. All of these different types of buyers have defining characteristics in online behavior. And we've figured out a way to tap into that and proactively market to them rather than wait for them to come to us. That's the difference. If I'm not impressed by the agent and what they're doing and their customer service and their commitment to the process and to learning and to getting better and to making sure that they're getting top dollar for my house or the best deal possible when I buy, then I'm going to keep looking for a real estate agent. So I know that's kind of a long-winded answer and way of looking at that, but these agents, I want to be impressed. I want to be impressed if I'm a buyer or if I'm a seller. And if I'm not, then I'm going to keep looking. That's just me. And that, I think, is your right as a buyer or as a seller. You should be impressed.